even gonna mess with it, but someone was asking me how to get a map into mod, and I was like, it's pretty simple. Just do this. Well, I guess in the last patch there was a little bit of issue. They had some scripting errors, is the best way to explain it. I'm going to show you how to look for them and how to do it. So yeah, pretty much let's start from scratch. I showed how to do the mod folder selector, which I'm going to use in this. It helps for finding errors. That's the best reason I would say to use it. But bring open your Giants editor. If you haven't done so, make sure you download the latest one. As of now, it's 7.03 or 0.0.3. All I'm going to do is let me make sure I don't have it in there. I do not. Hey, Mees man. How's it going, man? Doing a little bit of a tutorial this morning for the issues I was having yesterday afternoon. I'm kind of awake this morning. But we're just going to do new mod from game. This is very simple. Make sure the sample mod map 1 or sample mod map 2 is done. I haven't checked for the errors on 2, but I will show you the errors on 1. Just hit OK. Wherever you want to put it, I suggest just leaving this alone because it's going to put it in my documents. It's going to put it in my FS17 mods, and we're just going to move it anyway. So you just hit OK. It'll do its thing. Actually very quick. Now, here's the issue I saw. It said failed to copy this file, but what we're going to do is I'm just going to close this. Don't save because it moves it to the new location, but I don't want you to save over your original FS17 stuff or you're going to have a mess. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my documents, my game, oops, back up. This is where it put my FS17 mods. Here's the new map. What I'm going to do right off the bat, I showed you how to use the mod folder selector, so I'm going to utilize it here, is we're just going to do a sample folder. In fact, we're going to call it my sample map. This is going to be your mod folder for this map. Not the actual map folder, but your actual folder for your mods that you want to run when you're messing with this map. So you're going to open that up. You're going to grab what it pulled over. You're going to move it on over. You can copy it, whatever you want to do. Sometimes copy is better, that way you have a backup. I suggest if you're going to do map modding, do a lot of backups. You can see my streams, you'll know why. So, it said, and we'll bring up our error log, which FS17MF plus. Or actually, yeah, back up. I know it said shared. I should have kept it up because it's not going to even show up now if I open it up. And it's not going to be a log because we haven't opened it in game yet either. So I kind of messed that deal up. But if you look back, yeah, see, it's not giving any errors. But it said it was missing the shared and dirt normal, and obviously it is there, so I don't know why it's giving that error when it exports over, and I can do it again quick just to show you. I found a little bit of an issue. I can show you another example. Maybe we'll do that in another tutorial. So I hit OK. Like I said, just pay attention where it's going, that way you can find it, and you can always select another location. Yeah, right here, failed to copy, and it tells you where it's at. You know, your Steam is where mine's at, Common Farming Simulator 2017. It says data, shared, dirt, normal. And over to shared, dirt, normal. And once again, if I look at it, my sample map, we go to shared, right there's dirt, normal. And it's going to say DDS. If you're new to it, it refers to PNG. I can't even explain that right now, but I know they're DDS files, but they're referred to as PNG in the file. But it's there, so I don't know why. And one thing I did find, like I said, I don't want to get into too much of details, but is if you're importing something that is in maps, it's going to export two maps, but then there's outside folders. It refers to folders outside of its own folder, and a lot of times has issues getting into them outside folders, especially if you're importing a new mod or a building that is using a folder that's already existing. It doesn't like to overwrite them. So what I'll usually do is just go in deeper another folder. Like if you're just gonna manually do this map export, what DodgeNet actually shows is actually naming a folder for your map. Then he actually goes in and makes a maps folder as well and exports into the maps. That way it has room to put all this stuff out. It's without going through the whole detail, it's hard to explain. But what we're going to show is there's some errors. That's very simple to do that, but there's some errors in these files that they give you for this simple export process. There's errors on where they're referencing files is the best way I could put it. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to open that up. So I'm going to go to my sample tab. I showed you guys how to do this program last tutorial. I'm going to open the game. Make sure I get the right monitor selection. When you go to career, make sure you pick a save game. Not going to wipe. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to save. Just going to go easy. As you can see, it's not even showing off yet. So, like I said, there's some issues here. Back out. Make sure I even have the right folder. Oh, that's why, because I put it in the wrong folder. See, make sure you know what you're doing. So we're going to put it in this actual sample, that way I don't have to make a new tab. Okay, well that should help. It fixed one of the errors of my own. Apologize. Nothing like a live stream. So, bring the game back up. Now how you go to career, new game, easy. And here you go, sample mod map. And right away, I'm going to tell you there's an error because there's no picture here. So we're going to show you where that's from. But you're going to hit continue. I'll show you how. I should have showed this in another tutorial. Well, I'm going to show you how to activate these dev tools because it's going to come handy here right away. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the caret key, which is next to your 1 key on the top number pad, or the numbers on the keyboard. That's going to bring up all this good stuff, which right away is going to go, what the hell is that? But you can see right away, can't load, and it's the preview, and they're referring to it wrong, so that's going to be the issue. We're going to start, and we're going to start seeing some other errors here. The biggest issue is this one right here. It's not finding the train, so as you see, it starts to crash here as well. Station crane, and it's not going to load. Simple as that. Like I said, if you hit that caret key, it'll bring up basically just a bunch of things that are loading. You can hit page up to go back up, or page down to go down. Hit it once again, you can actually start typing in some commands. What we'll do is I'll do another tutorial on that rather than to get into that right now. So I'm just going to basically close out my game. And the simplest way to access that error again, and that's why I showed how to do the mod folder selector program, because this is one of the greatest features, is to hit log. And then we can actually hit Control F, error. Alright, right off the bat, it's saying it's not finding the preview. This isn't causing the map not to load, but we're going to address this right away. And that's what's cool about the way Dave showed to export this map, is you're actually doing everything manual and you're going over and copying files, but I thought that'd be a little harder to explain in a video. Being they give this quick way to export stuff, I'd utilize it. So we're just going to go into our folder. We're going to go to our sample. Here's the map. And once again, it's saying can't load resource FS 2017 sample. This is sample mod map 01 preview. So you have to start, this is where you have to get creative. You have to start looking for the files that are looking for that actual link. And what I suggest is always start with a mod descript. So once again, it's saying map 01 preview PNG. Well, the problem is they referenced it wrong in here. You could go ahead and pull it into the right location. You could pull it and put it right here, but it's actually in this folder already. We can pull our screens off. Map 01 preview PNG. And if it put it in there, there's a good chance it needs to be in there. And the way I can prove that is if you do it the manual way. And I'll show you this quick. I have a shortcut on my desktop. I'm sorry, I have a mess of screens right now. But the way to find your FS17 data, and be very careful with this because you can screw that up and your game won't load correctly, especially in multiplayer. But it's going to be mainly in your main hard drive. It's going to be your program files. And depending on where you install it, Steam is what I have, and it's automatically going to put it into Steam, which makes it a little harder to find. So Steam, and it's going to be under Steam Apps, Common, and there's my FS15 and 17. But what I did is I literally took and copied a shortcut out here because I access it quite a bit when I'm doing some modding. But if you get into this folder, here's all your goodies. This SDK has almost all the modding stuff. It's going to have your sample mod for your for equipment. It also has your map stuff. And what I'm going to show you is you go into maps. Here's all the extra files it pulls from to start a modded map. And if you look at this mod descript, check that out. It's actually, if we click on this, move to other view, it's referring to a maps, map 01 preview. So we can go and type that, or we can do this a simple way. Since I know that file works, I'm just going to flat out take that file, make sure we're in the right folder here, go back out. I'm just going to take this mod descript, copy here, copy and replace. Now when you open it, it's going to refer to it the right place. So we took care of that preview image to show you that that's not the main problem. We're going to open it back up. And oh, by the way, I'm using Notepad++. Google it, very easy to install. I highly suggest you're going to start doing any kind of this stuff if you're not already doing it, which you probably are. Download Notepad++. So let's open the game back up. Like I said, it's not going to load yet. We'll show you. Career, so that one, easy. See how the picture's there? So that fixed that problem. And I doubt there's any errors right now. Other one we're going to get is warning for zip, which zip is only important for multiplayer. So, and it's going to take longer to load as not zip because it gives you warnings, but not a big deal. We're going to hit continue, and start, and there you go, error. It's that same train station crane. So we can sit here for 20 minutes. It's not going to load. We'll back out and close the program. So we're going to go back into that folder. Example. So we already looked at my descript. We're going to look at it again. You don't see, and the best thing again, Control F. I'm just going to type in crane. Nothing pops up in that file. So let's get out of there. The next file you want to look at is maps. This one's a very important file on modding these maps in 2017. It's kind of like your sample mod map file or Lua file. It refers to a lot of file paths. So we're going to open it up. And right off the bat, this is good to see. It's already doing the maps. That was the issue on the mod descript. But if we type crane here, it's not going to find anything. I know where it's at, but just wanted to show you it's not in here. Later on, when you get to figuring this stuff out, this is where you can actually start adding stuff to your farm silos, your VGA bunkers. I mean, you can even tell, you can allow, I don't know if you knew the little glitch where you could load the hoppers at the VGA with trailers. You can actually allow that in here now, so it's kind of cool. You can tell it to take any crop. There's basically the how long it takes before the price starts dropping, how fast it recovers, and once again DodgeNet goes over that. Very awesome streamer, and that's where I learned from. And this actually shows you where the icons are on the map as well. So once again, get out of here because that's getting off subject. So the next very important file is the actual i3D, and you're not going to be able to see a lot of stuff in the actual editor, so we're going to edit that with a Notepad++. And what I'm going to do, once again, I'm going to hit Control F. We're going to look for crane. In fact, might be easier if we put a station crane. Let's copy that. Paste it in. Make sure it's at the top of the file or folder. Yeah, file. Find next. Okay. So right here, unless you've already planned on doing some modding and you have that in that location, that's going to be an issue because first off, you don't have data in your mod folder. Go back. There's your folder. No data. So that's a bit of an issue. And then the next one should be vehicles. And we're not seeing vehicles either. All you see is default vehicles. What it's reverting to, if you go to your FS17 data, is right here. Data. Vehicles. I believe it was train. And what was it? Station crane, I'm sorry. Station crane, XML. So I'm not suggesting copying that over unless you're going to start modding that thing. What I suggest is come into that, and if you look at the rest of the data, so let's cut that out. Let's just type in data, and we might get all kinds of references to data, but I'll tell you what, most of them are going to have in front of them. See how it has a string in front of it? That's basically telling it to look wherever the program is installed. So let's go ahead, paste station crane back in. We're going to hit next, and we're just going to go right in front of data, and we're going to put that string or $, whatever you want to call it. We're going to hit next. I don't want to mess with that because it's part of the same line. We're going to go in here again, string. I believe that was it. Yep. So we're just going around in circles. So close that, make sure it's not opening in your editor. Hit save. Now, amazingly enough, you'll be able to open your game. Go to career, start a new game, easy. Once again, core map shows up. Hit continue, continue, and you obviously want to make sure it's up here as well. Hit start. Look at that. It took a little while, but it was very quick actually. No errors. We can start. And there is your map. Simple as that. So that is the errors you need to fix to get it to actually function in game. That's the most important thing. It would have pulled up an editor, but that was the biggest way to actually get it in game. And like I said, if you're new to it, get out of here. All kinds of flashing. Get that off. Now you should just be able to open it up. Maps. Bring open your ID3D file. Once again, no errors down here. quite sure what that's all about, but I'll check into that. It must be something on my computer, AMD. Yeah, no errors on the console either. So there you go, man. And the next thing I gotta find out is why my mouse button keeps sticking. I'm using more than one mouse. I'm not hitting any button right now, and for some reason I'm just zooming all over the place. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it's something they changed, because I'm not having an issue in FS15. But yeah, now you can start modding away if you want. So what I'll do is I'll get out of here, and I'm going to show. The main reason I started doing this is I'm doing a map right now. It's the Westbridge terrain, but it's going to have the Goldcrest buildings. I could not get the FS15 buildings in. It starts giving all type of shader errors, and I haven't looked into fixing all of them. I figured it's easier just to place my own buildings. It's going to look better anyway. The terrain's going to be built off this engine, so. And there'll be some field information in that video as well. So we're going to jump off here, and we're going to show you how to pull in terrain from an FS15 map that once again I learned from DodgeNet. See you in a bit.